Conversations that spark connections. This is Plugged In, the Volt Community Podcast.
Hello, my name is John Wesson. I'm running for City Council, District 5 for the City of Sylacauga, and I'm on the Plugged In podcast.
All right, so we're powering up. Let's start by flipping the switch. Who are you and what current role do you play in the community?
Well, my name's John Wesson. I'm running for Sylacauga City Council, District 5. I've lived here in this community for 50 years. My family has too. Married Katie Wesson. She grew up in the community as well. Our kids went to school here. We've gone to church here pretty much our whole lives. I've done a lot of volunteer work in the community. I'm involved with my church. I've tried to help my community in any way that I can, and I just want to give back. Being city council and being a part of the future is important to me.
Awesome. So what gets you out of bed in the morning? What charges your battery?
What charges my battery and gets me out of the bed in the morning is my family, my responsibilities to my family, trying to improve the quality of life for my family, paying my bills, getting myself out of debt is very important to me. Advancing my career is important as well. And I have to be self-motivated because I'm in sales. I'm in outside sales. So I have to be self-motivated, and just a lot of responsibility really gets me out of the bed in the morning.
All right, so let's talk about your surge moment. This is your backstory and turning point. What was the moment that sparked your passion or pointed you down this path?
I don't know, Mackenzie, if there was really one moment that sparked my passion about politics and running. I've always been involved with it. I'd probably say there's a lot of small moments when I was growing up. My mom was really involved with politics. She followed the political landscape. And so just seeing her do it, I just sort of was drawn to it naturally. Now, I don't agree with my mom on a lot of politics at all, but she sparked my interest in it. And then when I got to college, I think that's really when it got moving and a lot of momentum because I was involved with student government. I got elected to a position as a senator at Mississippi State. So probably being in college, seeing what that was all about, getting away from home, probably motivated me a lot to get involved with it.
Awesome. So would you say that that is your jolt and that was your experience that lit the fuse for your journey?
Yeah, it could be. It could be. I've been involved with a lot of big political movements in the past. I've been on 2 big campaigns, one for Tim James when he ran for governor a few years ago. I was intricately involved with that, met a lot of great people, a lot of influential people across the state. And then also when Judge Roy Moore ran for U.S. Senate, I was involved with that campaign. So just meeting those people, knowing what a big campaign was like, knowing some things to do, what not to do, was another turning point. But, I just want to serve and give back to my community because my community has given so much to me.
That's great. So it's obvious that you're wired for this. What keeps your energy flowing when things get tough?
My wife, Katie, is not only a great wife, but she's a great friend. She's a great listener. She's a great partner. So I rely on my family a lot when things get tough because I know they're always going to be there for me. They always have my back. And if you can't rely on your family, who can you rely on? If you can't go to them first. But I've got a lot of great friends too that I know would help me in a tough situation. But I try to stay on top of things so things won't get tough. But yeah, I'd have to say relying on my family would be my first go-to, especially my wife.
So when things get tough, how do you stay grounded?
Just knowing that you have responsibilities and you got to fight through it. Knowing that things that are going to make you do what you have to do, that keeps me going. I've got to meet a deadline. I've got to meet my budget. I got to make a sale. I got to pay this bill. I got to do this stuff. That's probably what keeps me going is the things that you have to do in life that keep me motivated when things get tough.
Volt Media Group's Plugged In podcast is brought to you by Radney Smith Funeral Home and Frontline Off-Road in Sylacauga. So if someone looked behind the scenes, what's something about you that might surprise them?
I really don't know. That's looking over these questions. That's one of the toughest ones because I'm always been an open book, And I talk to my friends and family and also strangers about a lot of things because I've done so much in my life. I like to hunt and fish when I get the opportunities to. I like working in my yard because I love plants and animals. I grew up around that. So, but I also like the finer things in life, and I like history a lot too.
That's awesome.
So
So let's talk about your connection to community. How has the Sylacauga community been part of your circuit? How has it shaped you or your mission?
I'd be remiss to say if it wasn't about the people. Living here in this community for 50 years, I've known a lot of people that have passed away. Being a part of a big church, growing up in a big church here in this community, helped me meet a lot of people, a lot of influential people, a lot of teachers, a lot of preachers, people that just wanted to serve and give back. So just knowing the people that I've knowing a lot of those influential people probably shaped me. Obviously, my mom and dad raising me the right way with certain values. And, both of them being part of this community, it has really shaped who I am. But just having those connections, knowing what they were about, because most of those people, well, probably all of them that I knew or still know, do things the right way. Just looking at them, how they live their lives, how they were responsible to themselves and their family, really kind of poured into me what I am today. But especially my mom and dad.
So, is there a moment or connection that felt like a real voltage boost along the way?
I've won a couple of sales awards here recently. I won a farm award with Alpha several years ago that was a great motivator. Being married to a great person like Katie is really motivating and a blessing in itself. And then, of course, raising a son, Ben, is a great responsibility. That's a challenge every day, even though he's 19. He's kind of sort of in a turning point right now in his life. But I don't know if there was one single moment that jolted me to where I am. It's probably a lot of little things because they say in life there's 5 or 6 moments in life that are going to shape you. So I don't want to really single out one moment over another one. And they also say that you only have 5 or 6 really close friends in your life that really shape who you are as well.
So, what project, initiative, or idea are you currently charging up?
Well, I think one big aspect of this whole campaign, and I keep telling people, this is not my campaign. This is a campaign for Sylacauga. I'm not going to be just a representative for District 5 and my constituents in District 5. I'm going to be a representative for the whole of Sylacauga. We've got to work on our finances and we've got to work on funding programs that everybody wants. I want everything too, but we got to have the funds necessary to pay for those things. So we've got to work on our economy here in Sylacauga. We're in dire need. We need a shot in the arm economically, not only for our government but for our people too. We have a significant amount of people in Sylacauga that are at or below the poverty level, and we need to give them every opportunity to pull themselves out of that hole. So the quality of life here in Sylacauga is important to me. Government should provide that opportunity for its citizens. I think that's their number one charge, giving them the opportunity. Now, obviously, you can't make people work, but you can give them every opportunity to pull themselves up. And I think that's probably our number one goal, or should be. But there's several others. Flood mitigation is big. We got businesses and homes being flooded out several times this year. Also, for several years, this has gone on. Our stray dog and stray cat problem, I think, is something that's snowballing out of control that we need to rein back in the right way. But yeah, just putting Sylacauga in the needs of its citizens first. That's what we need to do, and I think we've sort of gotten away from that. But just putting things back in order is really big and important to me.
That's awesome. Well, John, thank you so much for joining us on the Plugged In Community Podcast today. It was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Volt Media Group's Plugged In Podcast is brought to you by Radney Smith Funeral Home and Frontline Off-Road in Sylacauga.